So a viewer by the name of Amy Jo commented on my Dan Schneiderverse video telling me I should do truther videos. Not knowing what the hell she was talking about, I decided to ask her. She gave me this response, which made me realize that I have seen truther videos before. So I thought about it for a while. Is this something I should dive into? Well, I don't think it's territory I want to trek into at the moment. However, this did give me an idea. I feel like I should expand on my conspiracy theories that I talk about, because up until now, all I've really talked about are cartoon conspiracies. And I gotta be honest, when I make those, I feel like I'm just making the same video over and over and over again. Why? Because the theories are generally the same. So I figured, you know what, it's about time I expand on it and see what people think. And this theory in particular is definitely expanding on it, as it's a theory about the pop-punk singer Avril Lavigne. And that theory suggests that Avril Lavigne died in the year 2004, but was replaced with a doppelganger named Melissa Vandella. Before we get into it though, I want to go into a bit of her backstory, just to kind of tell you guys who she is, in case you don't know who I'm talking about. So Avril Lavigne is a pop-punk singer from Canada. She came onto the scene in the early 2000s with her debut album Let Go, which featured songs like Skater Boy, as well as Complicated. From there on out, her career exploded with 5 albums, as well as 23 singles. However, things were quiet for a while until about 2013, when she came out with a very controversial video called Hello Kitty, which sparked a bunch of backlash as people thought she was insulting Japanese culture. However, for me personally, I just felt like it was more of a tribute to Japanese culture than anything. I didn't really see, too many things that, in my opinion, were racist, but, that's your opinion. You think what you want to think. That's the power of free speech. Anyways, onto the theory. The theory suggests that Avril Lavigne was having trouble getting used to all of the sudden fame. So she decided to hire a doppelganger to take her place at live shows as well as other public appearances. However, the theory takes a darker turn when it suggests in 2004 that she took her own life after falling into a deep depression from the death of her grandfather. So her record company, or whatever company, decided to use her replacement full time so they can continue her career and keep her death kind of hidden. This theory does stem from a Brazilian blog post, even though it's in Portuguese, that was put out years ago. However, it started making its rounds in 2015 and again in May of this year. So we're actually going to look at this blog post together, but we're only going to touch on a few parts. Those parts being that there are some song lyrics that might have some subliminal messages in it, as well as some differences in her general appearance. And we will touch on a few other things too, so let's get started. This first passage doesn't really prove anything, but it's from her first album, Let Go, and it could suggest her depression. This is from her song, I'm With You. It's a damn cold night, trying to understand this life. But because nothing's going right, it's all a mess. But why is everything so confusing? Maybe I'm out of my mind. So I can see where that might suggest that she might be dealing with some depression, maybe things all kind of happening so fast that it seems like a big mess and she doesn't know how to cope with everything. Definitely could see where people might think that. This song is from her second album, Under My Skin, which is also mentioned in this article as a piece of evidence, as it suggests that her name in black represents her being gone, and then Under My Skin in red represents her new doppelganger essentially being under her skin and taking her place. Sure, I guess I can see where people get that from, but I think that's really stretching it. Anyways, on to this song called Nobody's Home. I could not tell you because she felt that way. She felt it every day, and I could not help her. I just saw her make the same mistake again. What is wrong? What is wrong now? Many, many problems. Do not know where it belongs, where it belongs. She wants to go home, but nobody's home. It is where it lies, race from the inside. No place to go, no place to go. Dry your eyes, wrecked inside. Her feelings she hides, her dreams she cannot find. She is losing her mind, she was left behind. She cannot find her place, she is losing her faith. She fell from grace. So, I feel like the song could be more of, talking about, in terms of this theory, that she feels like she's lost her place in life. She feels dead inside. I could see kind of how this could do with it, but, this song just kind of feels like maybe more to do with depression or something along that line. It's again not really enough evidence to support this theory in my opinion, but Anyways, let's just move on to a final song from her that I think, if this is real, shows the most evidence. And that is from her song, I'm With You, which is also on her second album. Oh, 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 it was too much for my happy ending. Let's talk about it. It's not like we're dead. Was it something I did? Was it something you said? Do not leave me hanging in a city so dead, hanging so high, a fragile rope. If they did not know me, all the things you hide from me, all this time you've been pretending, it was too much for my happy ending. I could definitely see where people think this could have something to do with this theory, as there are a few words that suggest that she might have hung herself, so I find this really interesting, actually. However, again, it could be a metaphor for something. I really don't think this is enough of evidence to support this, so we're just going to move on. The last piece of evidence was song lyrics we're getting into. It's actually not from Avril Lavigne's song, or from a song she was featured in with their ex-guitarist, Evan Taubenfield. I hope I pronounced that right. This song is called Best Years of My Life, and it was written about a fall that Evan and Avril had in 2004, which caused him to stop being her guitarist. So here are the lyrics. It's been so quiet since you've been gone, and every day looks more like years. Sometimes I wish I could move on. The memories could already disappear. Some things I should have said when I had the chance, as many times as we are allowed. I never thought this could end. I never thought I'd lose my best friend. Everything is different now. Can we make the world stop spinning? I never thought I'd let you go. I never thought I'd leave this feeling so low. I wish I could go back and we'd stop the spinning world. Remembering the best days when we were young, we thought we knew so much. And now it seems so far away. I'm wondering if I've been good enough. That's all the lyrics that this post has. However, I listened to the whole song, and I can see where it suggests something like that. However, I think it's definitely more of two really close best friends having a major fallout, and now you're left with the memories and wondering what went wrong. And I can also see it in a form of someone who is in love with somebody and having a fallout as well, which a lot of people suggest that's the case as well. A lot of people even suggest that Avril and Evan should have been together. And I can see from these song lyrics that that's more what this suggests to me than of her passing. But I can definitely see it from that point of view as well. Next bits of evidence that are in this article is about her general appearance. Now, most of it I've kind of just looked over quickly and was not really interested, as most of it were like just different scars and things like that on her body and stuff. And honestly, not really that hard of evidence to me about this, and it just feels like someone's really reaching to try and get as much evidence as possible here. The only thing I'm going to talk about in terms of her appearance so quickly is her nose. This picture right here. It does show two pictures of generally the same angle, and you can see that her nose does look different in both photos. So I think Evan, she probably just got some type of nose surgery or something like that, but, you know, I can again, if you really want to stretch it, I can kind of see how maybe something that small could be a bit of evidence towards something like this, but again, that is really stretching it in my opinion. Another piece of evidence that people seem to think could lead to her having a doppelganger is her change in voice. From looking at a video, it definitely appears that between back when she was younger and more recently, there's been a very big change in her voice. Here's a video of her performing a song back then, more recently, as well as the studio version. Give this a quick watch.
What she yelling for? What she yelling for? What she yelling for? It's all been done before. It's all been done before. It's all been done before.
I feel like this footage does show a really big difference in her voice between back in her prime and now. However, she's still pretty young, so I don't think her voice should have been affected this hard, and I can't really think of any evidence as why this could be. Maybe it's because of aging, maybe it's because she was diagnosed with leukemia a few years back, maybe the after footage was a performance after she got that. However, I really don't know how her voice could change this much. This is one of the only pieces of evidence that really had me thinking, and this has kind of left me wondering, why has her voice changed this much? Do you know why? Let me know down below. This will be the question for the video. Do you think Avril Lavigne's voice has changed? And if so, why? Let me know down below, and your question can end up in the next video. And with everything we looked at, guys, we have now come to the end of the video. And looking at all this evidence, I have to say I do not buy this theory one bit. I can kind of see where some people think that this theory could be true. However, for me personally, I do not see enough evidence to support it, and I think it's just something maybe a fan made up, you know, and really dived into it and thought it could be true. But for me, just not enough evidence, and something that I think just needs to die and stop coming back, every couple of years or so, because there's just nowhere near enough evidence for it to be something that's believable to me. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Comment down below any suggestions you want for future videos. This is something new I'm just trying, just because, again, of that comment I got on one of my earlier videos, and just something I've been wanting to try for a while in general, or expanding my conspiracy theories. So, please let me know if you want me to continue doing this. If you just like my reviews and stuff still, it's absolutely fine. I'll be doing more of those in the future as well. So, again, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I have to go. Take care. Peace out.